Shalom, shalom. What's up? I give an honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Shai, Ba'ashim, Kakadash, the one to the apostle, great millstone, rule, and teach well. Getting right into it. Let's topic going into, how the 2/3, will receive the kingdom as well. Um, and just get right into it. We're going to start at Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8. It says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but a third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, right? And I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people. And they shall say, the Lord is my power. I'm going to start from verse 8 again. It says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein, this is talking about the nation of Israel, all right? 2 parts therein. So in this specific verse, it's breaking the nation of Israel up into a third part, saying that the second part, it's going to be, well, we know it's 2/3 in the first part. It's talking about the 1/3 of the nation of Israel. It says that 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. All right, you're gonna have a mass majority of death and destruction and plagues going on pretty soon, and a lot of these 2/3 is going to be the ones getting caught up in that. We see that now. It's a lot of 2/3 being taken out. A lot of rap artists, music artists, coming up out of nowhere, being found dead. Sports stars coming up dead. These are all the judgments of Yahweh Shemi Shai, but it's about to get on. The rate of death that's going on now is it's not gonna do nothing but increase. But that's for the nation that Israel and their judgment. Before the coming of the kingdom, man. It says 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but a third shall be left therein. Right, that third part. Talking about the 1/3 of the nation of Israel. Talking about how it's gonna be lived therein. That's gonna be delivered, man. Which is twofold. Because you're gonna have the scripture actually do talk about how there be some that shall not taste of death, right? But also, even the ones that do die, the ones that become martyrs, whatever, they still, they still, will be in the running, to be amongst the elect, man, But and really they'll be the first ones on a seat, next to Yahweh Shai, It says, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. Right, the Lord bringing that 1/3 through the fire. What the scripture say. Let's see. And this is what we teach. We teach the elect. We teach the elect of the nation of Israel. That's the 1/3. You got elect. You got the elect men, of course. 12,000 men from each tribe. According to the scriptures in the book of Revelation. But also you have women and children that's gonna be delivered as well, man. Young boys, young girls, um, you know, women, who are also, you know, amongst that elect number, which is the 1/3, man. 144,000 men and more women and children. That will tag along. To be a part of that. Gathering. Before the deliverance of Yahweh Shai. This book of 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 17, it says, for the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh Shai. right? Judgment, beginning at the house of the Lord, man. You know, it says, and if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh Shah? Right? So if we, dealing with judgment, and why would the Lord, deal with judgment concerning the nation of Israel first? We got to get that real quick. He says, in time, speaking at the house. This is the book of Amos chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for your iniquities. Right? So that, when they say, judgment shall begin at the house of Yahweh, of verbatim God. That's what house is that talking about, right? I'm gonna read this one once more. Amos chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord have spoken against you, O children of Israel. All right. It says, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for your iniquities. All right. The punishment, right? That judgment starting at the house of Yahweh Shah. It's gonna start with us, because Lord gotta, get his hands dirty with us first, because we his favorite, from the tribe of Judah all the way down to the tribe of Ephraim, and the northern tribes, man. The nation in whom the Lord, got favor, the nation of Israel. It says, you only have I known of all the families of the earth, right? So these other nations is gonna get their judgment, but it's gonna start at the 1/3 of the nation of Israel and the 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Them gonna be the main, ones receiving that judgment before, these heathens go into captivity under us, and they have to drink of their cup. All right. It says, you only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. All right. And we're receiving that punishment now, but it's going to be more and more clear, as the times that we're coming into, really settle, you know. Uh, Going back to book of back to Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 9. It says, and I will bring the third part through the fire, right, and refine them, right, and the third part is being refined, coming out of those wayward doctrines, um, uh, coming out from being astray by these, different various false doctrines of the world, philosophies and errors, doctrine from men, you know. It says, and I will bring the third part through the fire and refine them as silver is refined, being refined, coming out of that, stinking ore, a smell of and vibration of the world, man. Out of that whatever Jake was doing in the world, just being renewed in their mind and their spirit, and actually desiring to be with the Lord, seeking out the Lord more, you know, um, falling, getting back up, being exhorted, all these different things, that the Lord has, placed the spirit, and really through his grace, we able to do, before, this place really gets refined, with them, them nuclear missiles, man. And it says, and we'll try them as gold is tried. they shall call upon my name, and we doing that now. We calling upon the name of the Lord. Lord. It says, and I will hear them. All right. So it says, and I will hear them, and so we do have the name. You know, we do have the name of the Lord. You know, it says, because you only hear somebody when they call. Like you only get somebody can only get your attention. When you familiar with their with the sound of that person's name being called. If it's somebody, what I mean, across the street and they hollering out they're trying to get your attention, but they hollering out the wrong name. What I mean? They calling you Jason. What I mean? Except for Joe. Then you not gonna hear that. Because that's not your name. That's you know that's that's bringing the wrong attention. You gotta call him by the actual name. So you can get his attention. It says and I will hear them. All right. So how is the Lord gonna be able to hear them if they don't have the actual name? As you see, you got guys. They'll try to use that scripture. Had a name written that no man knew. Well, that's what the scripture talk about also in the book of John. It says them that thou hast given. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get it. So John chapter 16. In verse 6, it says, I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest them me. Out of the world, thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they kept thy word, right? So the ones that keep the word of the Lord, man, them are the ones whom the Lord have given his name unto, and that name comes with a vibration, Yahweh Shah specifically, what vibration does that bring, you know? Yeah, Yah meaning he, Hawashai means to deliver. So that's exactly what we teach. The deliverance of Yahweh Bashmi Shai. Being able to come into the kingdom with nothing, but our spirit, which has been cleansed, through by the word of Yahweh Bashmi Shai. You know, but it says back in Zechariah chapter 13 verse 9, it says they shall call on my name and I will hear them and will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power. Right. So, the Lord gonna know us, especially his 1/3. And Lord's gonna lead those men and we gonna know him, We gonna know him, We gonna know his name, his 100% doctrine, who his son is, because that's what was given. That's a portion that was given to the 1/3 to know. For the most part, the men, starting with the elder apostles, on down. But going back to the point, 2/3 shall be delivered as well, because like we just read, the judgment shall begin at the house of Yahweh Shah, which we know his house is, in the midst of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, that's when Lord specifically placed his spirit upon, you know. But um, it says, and so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written. Written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, right, Yahushua, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob, which we already seen that, 2,000 years ago. When Yahushua was crucified, he did that. That was the mission, as you if you will, that Yahushua was dealing with at the time, you know, um, to turn to turn ungodliness from Jacob, to pretty much patch that bruise, that patch that you know that bruise, so that we'll be healed from wickedness, man. you know, and that's what we're getting ready to inherit, everlasting righteousness. No more wickedness, man. Coming out of the bodies of the nation of Israel. It says, "For this is my covenant unto them, when I shall take away their sins." Right? Hey, the last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. Because wages of sin is death. All right. You know, so how is all Israel gonna be saved, right? Even because we know that 2/3 ain't getting on a chariot. 2/3 don't even 2/3. They think that these chariots is aliens, man. Lord put Lord bugging these people out, man. You see, so how they gonna come out of the loins of the elect in the kingdom who will inherit the kingdom. That's how they gonna come up, be delivered in the kingdom. This book of 1 Corinthians 6 verse 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom? Right. Inherit the kingdom of Yahweh. Right. So if the unrighteous ain't gonna inherit the kingdom, which we know, the second part of the nation of Israel is unrighteous, is wicked. So how is all Israel gonna be saved? They're gonna have to once again come out of the loins, of the elect of the chosen nation of Israel and the kingdom, man, who will inherit the kingdom. You see, for being righteous, for fearing the Lord. You know, that's the only way that they can be righteous, is to fear the Lord, because we know the flesh is not righteous. The flesh is wicked. It says, "Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate." And a lot of people, it's not gonna do that. They gonna continue to be deceived, because that's you know that's their portion, man. It says most people ain't gonna do that. All right. It says, "Nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind." All right. "Nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revelers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of Yahweh." All right. And Jacob is all of these, man. Jacob will find any wickedness and every wickedness to do. All right. "And such were some of you, but ye are washed, but ye are sanctified, but ye are justified in the name of Yahushua." All right. And by the Spirit of Yahweh. So, some will receive that justification. This is the book of 1 Corinthians 3 and verse 13. "And every man's work shall be made manifest." Right. So, it's gonna be known, what role you playing, whether it be wicked or righteous, man, in that day. It says, "For the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire." We know that here go the fire again. That we just read in Zechariah to the 8. To the 13, like verse 9, where it talk about how 1/3 should be refined. That's what we doing now, because we don't want to feel that fire. To feel the fire of that day. Rather, deal with, defending the scriptures, and defending ourselves against spiritual demons, Satan, and staying focused, and the spirit of power, Yahweh, than to, be, met with, the bad side of the fire in that day. It says, "For the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. And if any man's work abide, which he have built thereupon, he shall receive a reward, right? If any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved. And I forgot that this verse was in there. That was clutch. It says, if any man's work shall be burned, right? Because you got a lot of adulterous works out here. You got a lot of fornicating works out here. You got a lot of covetous works out here. Being committed on a daily, by the wicked, man. Who ain't gonna receive this anyway. So they can go and continue to do that all the way up until Yahushua come back, and Yahushua is just gonna continue with what the prophecies. This is also a prophecy. That fire trying every work. Towards the coming of Yahushua to see what sort it is, whether it's whether it's good for wheat. I mean, or whether it's good for to bear fruit. Whether it's a good seed to bear fruit, or whether it's it fell on stony ground, right? Um, Verse 15, it says, if any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire. Right, yet so as by fire. Because by that fire, that's how a lot of these 2/3 gonna get delivered, because that's the only way that the Lord is gonna allow them to get in the kingdom, is if they go through that. Because once again, the house of judgment shall begin at the house of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, which we know in the midst of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the house of David. And the whole house of the nation of Israel. Right. It says, if any man's work shall be burned, it shall be suffer loss. Right. And these 2/3 is gonna suffer loss, man. Their work. Their retirement plans and all of the beliefs of reparations and all these things, man. That's gonna suffer loss, man. That's gonna be burnt up, man. It says, but he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire. Right, so he gonna be saved as well, man. That wicked man, that wicked Israelite man. Guess what? He gonna be saved as well, but it's so by fire. He gonna have to get refined the hard way. You see. Um, hold on, let's go back real quick. This is if any man's word shall be burned, he shall suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved. Yet. You want me to say it real quick? I got one more precept and I'll close out. Look at Daniel 12 and verse 2. This is and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Right? So once again, some are gonna wait to everlasting life, and they're here to be in the first fruits of the kingdom, first fruits of the spirit. Being able to have a portion of the first fruits in the kingdom. Everlasting life, not being able to ever die again. Having defeated death. Through Yahushua. And some to shame and everlasting contempt. You're right. And some gonna wake up to shame, knowing that damn, I could have got it on the first go around. I could have, inherited the kingdom. On the first go around. Now I gotta, get it. I had to get it through those, being melted through those nuclear missiles, man. Judgment. That's a bad judgment, man. To have to suffer, being, melted, you know, tongue and eyeballs, flesh melting, through nuclear missiles, man. Or being shot by a chariot beam, man. You know, you know, everlasting shame, man. But for the righteous, they gonna, inherit it, and honor, you know, for you know, you know, just fearing the Lord, you know. But Lord, in this edifying authority, but shall forgive me, spirit, the little lessons. Next time I shall shalom, wa ba ba ba.